Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the data behind the headlines. Today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest environmental challenges on the planet, India's air pollution crisis. And we're going to focus on the 5 huge cities right at the heart of the struggle. So, let's start with a single, pretty stark number. According to the 2024 IQ Air World Air Quality Report, India gets a tough ranking. It's the 5th most polluted country on Earth. But a ranking like that is just a number. What does that actually mean for the air that over 1 billion people have to breathe every single day? Well, here's what it means. It means the air is dangerously polluted. The average amount of the most harmful kind of pollutant is over 50 micrograms per cubic meter. Now, to put that in perspective, that is more than 10 times the safety guidelines set by the World Health Organization. Okay, so to really get a grip on this, we need to zoom out a bit first and see where India fits into the bigger global picture. And what the data shows us is this isn't just an issue for one country. It's a massive regional problem. Central and South Asia has become a global hotspot for bad air. I mean, it's home to the top 7 most polluted cities in the entire world. And India is sitting right at the epicenter of that crisis. All right, so now that we've got the big picture, let's zoom right back in. We're going to focus on the major urban centers, the cities really on the front lines of this battle. So a really in-depth study looking at 6 years of air quality data lays out a super clear picture. Among India's 5 biggest megacities, there's a definite pecking order. New Delhi is by far the most polluted. Then you have Kolkata, Mumbai, Hyderabad, and finally Chennai, which actually has the cleanest air of the group. And get this. For Delhi, the most polluted city, the air is considered unsafe by India's own national standards for more than 200 days a year. Think about that. For more than half the year, people there are breathing air that the government itself says exceeds the safety limits. And this isn't just about numbers on a chart, right? This has real devastating impacts. The pollution can get so bad that courts have actually had to step in and order schools to keep kids from playing outside during the winter months just to protect their lungs. So, to really understand what's going on, we have to talk about the pollutant itself, this sort of invisible enemy that's causing all the trouble. The main culprit here is something called PM 2.5. Now, these are microscopic particles. They are so tiny that they can bypass your body's natural defenses, get deep into your lungs, and even pass into your bloodstream. And that's what makes them the single biggest environmental health risk out there. So where's all this stuff coming from? Well, it's a really complex mix that's woven into the very fabric of daily life. You've got emissions from homes that cook with solid fuels, exhaust from all the cars and trucks, smoke from farmers burning crops, industrial pollution, and then just dust, both natural and from all the construction. Tackling any one of these is hard. Tackling all of them at once is, well, it's monumental. Okay, so with all this evidence piling up and such a complicated problem, you've got to ask, what is India actually doing about it? All right, let's take a look at a couple of the biggest moves the government has made to try and clean things up. So first up, they went after vehicle pollution, and they did it in a huge way. India basically skipped an entire generation of fuel standards, jumping directly from the older BS4 to the much stricter BS6. Just that one move cut the amount of sulfur allowed in fuel by 80% and slashed harmful nitrogen oxide emissions. And that matters because less sulfur means fewer of those dangerous tiny particles, and cutting nitrogen oxides helps reduce that thick, choking smog you see in cities. Then, in 2018, the country rolled out its National Clean Air Program, or NCAP. Now, this was a landmark move. It was the first time India set nationwide targets for actually reducing particulate matter, and the goal was to cut it by 20 to 30% by this year, 2024. So you've got cleaner cars, you've got national targets. That should be enough, right? Well, maybe not. Even these huge national efforts might not be enough to solve the problem on their own. And this is where it gets really tricky. See, air pollution doesn't play by our rules. It doesn't care about city limits or state borders. Scientists talk about these things called airsheds. Think of them like a giant basin for air. Pollution created in one place flows across this whole region. It means smoke from crop burning hundreds of miles away can end up creating toxic smog in a city way downwind. And this reality is what's making top scientists like Dr. S.N. Tripathi from IIT Kanpur basically say, hey, our whole strategy needs a rethink. The argument is pretty simple. If the pollution flows freely across borders, our solutions have to do the same. They have to be cooperative and cross-border too. And that leaves us with a really big final question. If the air we breathe and the pollution in it doesn't respect any borders, can our solutions really afford to have them? It suggests that cleaning the air in any one city isn't just a local fight. It's a huge collective challenge that might just require everyone in the region to work together like never before.